Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to yet another Photoshop tutorial. This time around, we're back to making banners. So as you can see, this banner style is slightly different than what you'd see from the other videos. This one has a uniquely different shape, and it's not obviously anime themed. After this, I will go back to making anime themed banners, because that's obviously the whole point of our channel. But I figured this would be a nice one-off design because you guys were requesting more banner tutorials, so I'm back with that. So I made this banner a long time ago, good year and a half, 2 years ago. So it might be a little rusty when I'm remaking it, but I'll include the template at the end so you can easily just download that and edit it. As you can see, as proof of how long ago this was, I was basically still new to Photoshop then, and I did a big mistake and made this super tiny. So I'm going to blow this up by 5 times, so it's going to be 2000 by 500, but obviously not ideal. However, we're stuck with this. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file, and we're going to do 2000 by 500. Now this banner can be used for a wide variety of communities. Since it doesn't have a specific character anywhere, you can use this for just about anything. It's not restricted to different niche audiences or the like. Okay, so to start out, we're going to be making the gray backgrounds rectangle that you saw from the other one. We'll go ahead and make this. This is the color you're going to be using. It's sort of a gray blue color, and we're going to make it like this. Drag it out, and we want it to go to about here. Yeah, maybe a bit smaller. I like that. And keep in mind, we can always adjust it if we have to. So bring that over a bit to give us about that much space. We want this side to only go to about there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and rasterize the layer because we're going to be cutting a chunk of it out right over here. So take that corner and come down here and try to get a nice diagonal shape. Let's see how that looks. May take a couple attempts, but we'll figure this out. And nope. I mean, it always depends on you and how much of a slant you want. I'm not content with that slant. It's not slanty enough. I'm going to go ahead and try again. This might be too slanty. Delete. Actually, I kind of like that. I'm going to go with that. And then we're going to come to this side, and we're going to have to make a little triangle at the end, as you previously saw. So the easiest way to do this is we're not going to make the full triangle because I know I'm going to end up making disproportionate sides. Actually, let's add a, simplify this. This is centered, right? Okay, that's view, new guide, and we're going to make it horizontal. And we're going to move this to the center, and we can go from here. Because this is going to make it easier for us to make sure that the right side that we make, or the top side, is going to be perfectly symmetrical to the other side and doesn't have any weird little bumps to it. Did I make it right in the line? I did. And then make selection, then hit OK, and then Shift F5. That's going to pop up this, and we're going to do color. Select this color, hit OK, and there we go. And now we have the top side. We can just do a control, oops, mistake. There we go. Control J that. Delete the old one for now. Yep, there we go. Now we have the top side. We can do a control J, control T, go up to height, add a negative to the front of it, flips that over for us, drag it down. Oops. And there we go. It's a bit too pointy, but we're gonna be hiding this section as you'll probably remember. Most of that's hidden anyway. So from here, I'm just gonna do a control J, a control G, and name this backup, just in case I have to go back. I'm completely bungled myself. Merge that. As you can see, there's a little white line there. So once you actually merge this, it's gonna fix itself. It becomes one solid shape. One solid snake. Yeah, my memes are pretty stale. Hold up, is that actually? It isn't. I knew something was up. Did I make this thing disproportionate? I think it might just have been me making it disproportionate. Let me connect this and then see what's going on. No, it was just me not connecting things properly. I will move this up slightly. Hold up. I can't move it up slightly. I just have to delete this whole. Just one pixel. Come on. That's too much. Sorry about that. There we go. And then merge layers. That's better. And we're going to control J that. And this is going to be our inside layer. Hopefully. I don't want to have to try to recreate it again for the center. So this is going to be our backgrounds. And this will be our inner. And the color we're going to be using for this is off-white. No, not the clothing brands. This white. And we're going to do blending options, color overlay, and we're going to make it that white. Rasterize. Then we're going to transform this down to, oh, let's see. I did have a line up there, but, big but, what I want to do is, yep, so it's equal there. This isn't over far enough for me, so what I'm going to do is pretty easy. Just going to do control, oh, I don't even need to do that. I'm just going to move this over. See, I highlighted it, then I grab the move tool, and it's going to move it over a bit, deselect, like this intersection right here. And you can press shift or hold shift to move faster across the file. Since this is such a small distance, I'm not going to bother doing that, otherwise it's going to send me into the abyss. And I know I missed a spot down there. I don't feel like redoing that whole section just yet. So I can just fill that and then cut off my little piece at the bottom. And there we go. We move that over. The edges are nice and clean. Probably not so much here, but that's fine. Now what we can do is add a stroke to the backgrounds. Yeah. Add a white stroke because most Discord users use night theme. And if they don't, well, your banner isn't quite as nice as it before. Did I say night theme? I mean dark theme. Same thing. Stroke. That is pretty clean stroke. Do a 3 maybe? I guess you can do 3 or 4. Probably go with 3 just because I like that more. Yep. Very nice. And then let me try this out. I want to try an inner shadow. See how that looks. Inner shadow. I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of decent. Let me bring down the opacity so it's not as powerful. What does interest me is I have noticed that some of our quote unquote competitors, not really, because our mission's a bit different than the other Discord anime themed communities. They have started to pick up on this, well, not this style, but on some my regular banner style, so that's interesting. I wonder how many our quote unquote competitors are watching this. Just find it a little interesting. And no, I don't think I'm gonna go with an inner shadow. I messed around with it, it wasn't working out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a drop shadow to this so it looks like it pops out. Drop that distance, bring up the opacity. Don't want to be so clean. It's gonna be a pretty powerful drop shadow, but that was the idea from the start. So that's there, and as you can probably guess from my other tutorials, instead of browsing my folders and you getting a sneak peek into future projects for 2K or other stuff, I now just drop all my files that I need in here. At least for the smaller projects. The bigger projects I can't quite do that for yet. Okay, this is going to be our book. I'll organize these files in a second, don't worry. And the color of the book, it's not ideal, because I made this 2 odd years ago. I have no idea where that icon is anymore. So this isn't going to be perfect. It's a little placeholder, but it'll do a job for now. And obviously this icon's going to change with what this banner's for. I mean, I suppose you could put an anime character there if you wanted to, but probably wouldn't look that great. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to organize this real quick. So Control G, group that, name this base layer. Actually, icon. Let's move this into the base layer because that's part of that same stuff. Top layer. This yellow. I like to hide this stuff so I don't see it. Yep. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to make that teal little triangle at the end. And it's going to be the same sort of deal. Just add a new ruler or a new guide. Move that to about there. And we're going to make our triangle. I should probably just copy this triangle, but make a new one for the heck of it. So we're going to be right at about the top. We're going to start. So click here, and then we're going to go down. I already did it wrong. Actually, no, that's right. So you click here. I'm totally not trying to remember how I did this last time. I completely had this memorized, I promise. Okay, and then all the way down here, because we want this to be a pretty sizable triangle. There, and then I guess to about, oops, that was not right. That's straight. Wow, how did I manage to get that straight in one click? I don't know. By the way, I'm right clicking and do make selection. Probably should have mentioned that. I keep assuming that everybody here has at least some experience with Photoshop, which might not always be the case. So my apologies. You select that, and then hopefully this will work out perfectly. Because we're already at 13-14 minutes for this simple tutorial. Should not take that long for this. And that is one chunky. That is way too chunky. Yeah, no, we cannot do that. Here, it'll be a quick fix though, probably. If I just grab that, I go like, nope. How do I keep on clicking that so accurately? I'm pretty sure some kind of special guide I don't know about for Photoshop, but for now I'm going to pretend I'm just an expert at getting it clicked right all the time. That's a bit better, but it's still not enough. Not gonna lie to all of you, I normally just grab triangles from the internet and I drop those in. Because making triangles is, as you can see, not an easy task. Yeah, it looks like there is no guide because as you can see, that one is off a bit. I feel like this one's gonna end up chunky as well. Don't worry, we're almost done. If this one is too chunky, I'm just gonna go with it. You know, I think this one works. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. So, don't control anything. Merge layers. Name this the triangle. I forgot the L. Whatever. We're already taking a year and a half here to get this finished. So triangle there, and then we're going to do a kind of behind the image view. So get your teal and make it darker because we're going to pretend it's going to be a shadow in the back. So we go from the corner. So click that corner. And we're going to go all the way down to just about the tip of the other one. I'm going to go over to just about here and back up again. Yeah. And then Shift F5, color doesn't have to be perfect. And now it looks like it's wrapping around the back. That's done. We'll name this back wrap. And we'll make this violet. Cool. So group this. We're going to name this the left display. We're going to do a white, and we're going to do the same white as right here. And we're going to use the font Nexa Bold. We're going to add a 1. Blow that up because that's way too tiny. That's way too big. And that's just right. I mean, not really. Let me get rid of these guides. I mean, it's not just right, but Jesus. Sorry. There we go. It's done, and then add the text real quick. Top layer. And just rules, or whatever you want it to be for. Did I just bungle that? One sec. Oh, because it wasn't picking up on my font. Not my font, my color. There we go. Rules. No, I can always make it longer. Oh, before I forget, that icon over there. And this needs a drop shadow too. Let me speed this up. Not actually speed it up because we don't have an editor, but I'll speed up theoretically. That drop shadow works for me. Whatever that setting is, you can pause if you need to see that. And then we're going to edit. You can always make this darker too. That's pretty light. So base, icon. I was going to say just make it the same color as that. That works. You can add a stroke if you want. No, do not add a stroke. Not even if you want to. You can add a drop shadow. perhaps. Let's see. I don't like that, I'm not gonna lie. It looks pretty good. And there you go. There's your banner. It's a lot higher quality than this. Look at this. You can literally see the pixels. I don't even know what I was thinking when I made that. Looks like I did try a bit of inner shadow, but I wouldn't bother. Feel free to mess around with it, but I think that turned out pretty darn well. It might be a bit too long. I think it looks okay. You can always cut it back, showing with the way I mentioned it, where you just cut out the piece, then you highlight the other section, and you just drag it over and connect it. Because actually the video ends right here if you want to stop now, but I want to show how to quickly fix. Let me save the file. No, it's okay. So if you really quickly wanted to adjust this, because it was too long, you just delete that. You select and you drag this over. Oop, not like that. Stop. Stop. Photoshop, listen to me. And just like that. You can do the same thing for the top and just adjust it just like that. It's easy when it's just one solid color. And yeah, I'll upload this template to YouTube, and thank you so much for sticking around for 20 minutes for such a simple banner. This could probably be a bit thicker, to be honest with you, but yeah, you've been here long enough. Thanks so much and have an amazing day.